And welcome back to the Director of Football Journeyman with me, FoggyPlays, on FM21. It has occurred to me that I never showed you the house we moved into in Leverkusen, so we're going to go and show you what we've moved into. We have also recently just signed a new 4-year contract with Leverkusen. We're hanging around for a little while longer, potentially 4 more years, but the amount of money we're able to borrow for a mortgage is just over 3 million. So instead of doing that, this is how much we could borrow. We're not going to bother doing that. We're just going to go and buy a house straight up. And it is this one. This house is 1.62 million euro. We have money to spare, my friends. Managing in Germany is a delight. So this is in Hauskauf, Deutschland, Nordrhein-Westfalen, Leverkusen. So, nice little quaint house. As you can see, it's quite nice. It's a little retro. I like it. I actually haven't looked at these pictures. Ooh, I like that wall. I feel like somebody's going to walk into that wall. Still, quite nice though. Kitchen, pretty decent looking. Nice little, very small area for the amount of money it costs. But it's, it's nice little house. Strange shaped bathroom. And an angel, but it's all good. There's a chair at the top of that seems dangerous. But my little office, I can sit there. What the fuck is this? Why is there a physio's office in my house? What are we Actually, that's quite handy. The lads can pick up an injury, bring them in here. They can get a physio session. Don't know what this is, but that's fine. Another bathroom, nice stairs. No, it's quite nice. I like it. Nice little balcony or terrace. What a crazy bathroom! I quite like it actually. If I had the money in real life, I would buy this. Just because it looks crazy. There's so many chairs, as we've discovered with Lelujo. Chairs and toilets are the most important things to find out how rich you are. Lelujo is, of course, a Japanese millionaire. So he is the one to ask about how much money you have. Or how to make more money. Because, man, just Japanese millionaire. But we have a little sauna. Quite nice. Nice. This is very... Oh. Could tell ghost stories out here at night. Don't know why, but ghost stories. Nice little pond. And it snows. Oh, I do like a bit of snow. So the reason we're moving is because if we stayed in our house in PSV, we would have to travel 1 hour 49 minutes a day, which is it's a long time to be traveling just to get to work every day. And for some reason, you can take this route, which goes through Duisburg. Don't know why, but you can take this route that goes through Venlo and Mönchengladbach. Quite interesting. You could stop along the way and pick up some Venlo jerseys and Borussia Mönchengladbach jerseys. I don't know why you'd want a Borussia Mönchengladbach jersey, but if you decided you wanted it, you could. And that's the location of the house. It is 4-minute drive, or if I decided to be fancy, it's a 15-minute walk. So I could walk there, but lazy. So 4 minutes. It's not too far. We're 1.3 kilometers away from the stadium, and there's a McDonald's right there. It's handy. There's a cocktail bar, which is quite nice. This is a nice little area we're living in. But like I said, we are, after signing a new full-time contract, obviously, 'cause it's a massive club, at the start of this month, £58,000 a week, 4 years. Let me see how we're doing at the end of, especially this season. Because things have been going rather well since we were here last, which was in the game against Leipzig, where we smashed them 4-0. We went and lost to Borussia Mönchengladbach, the aforementioned team. We lost to them 1-0. We weren't there on the day. We beat Werder Bremen 1-0. The Sulker tried his absolute best to score goals against us, but of course he couldn't because he is terrible at football. Woo! Then against Besiktas, comfortable 2-0 win against them. We didn't play as well as we could have, but we did still enough. So the Borussia Mönchengladbach game was our first defeat of the season, which was disappointing. And then our second draw in the league was against Schalke, where they took the lead and then we scored in the 14th minute and pretty much nothing happened after. But then we played Mainz in the Pokal, and the player who joined us from Mainz, Hildenbrand, smashed in a brace. When I say smashed in, I mean one of them was like maybe a yard out. It was a literal tap in, but the people, the commentators in the game were saying he will remember this one for years to come. I barely remember it, and it happened 10 minutes ago. And now we're playing Leipzig, who are still top of the league, but have lost a game to Borussia Dortmund last week. We're pretty much guaranteed a place in the next round of the Europa League, which is fine and dandy. I think our next game is against Besiktas. It is. But we have a little bit of an international break, so we're going to be off playing with Spain, because we are the Spanish manager, because, they came looking for me. They wanted me because I'm the greatest manager of all time. But yeah, Leipzig have picked up their first league defeat, and we're hoping to add it to that disappointment by smashing them again today. They want us to play very defensive. I don't think so. No. So this is how we are lining up today. We have a couple of not injury concerns, but Sanyang has been sent away on a holiday because he is literally like dying. The man has been in terrible form recently. He's just been not very good at football as well. So that's kind of helped with the whole situation of us wanting to send him away on loan. Davison did make his debut in the last game, came off the bench and played relatively well. Tabsoba is back from his injury. We can only play 45 minutes. I ignored that in the last game by mistake, and he played 75 minutes. But we're starting with Havani in goal, Neguera and Coops as our wing-backs, Belkacuk and Tabsoba at centre-back, Overton and Palacios in central midfield, Buendia and Amiri as our wide men, Hildenbrand and Muller up front. Illing, update on Illing, he is terrible. He has been so bad so far this year. He scored 18 goals in the league, 27 overall last season, yet to score this season. He's been, as you can see, average rating in the league, 6.47. The man has completely forgotten how to play football, and it is very, very frustrating. So we're going to jump into this game. Expectations are high, I think. I think we're going to win this game. We'll see what RB Leipzig think about that. I'm gonna say expect some solid defensive work. I expect you to control the midfield and expect quality finishing, because we kind of need all of that to happen for us to actually win this game. It'd be very disappointing if we don't win. I would at the same time somewhat understand, because they were in very good form. Palacios has picked up an injury instantly. Kulikov has cooled off recently. The pun. But yeah, Kulikov has been meh. He's just not been at his best of late, so just dropped him down to the bench for a couple of games. But Amiri, who was in good form in the last game, picks it up. Kian Overton gets the ball into the back of the net. Hasn't had an England call up yet. I feel like he's never going to, purely because he's playing outside of England and he wasn't a big player to begin with. We'll have to wait and see. But that was a nice goal, playing as a Mazzella today. As I said, he has flirted with different midfield positions. We played him as an advanced playmaker a couple of times, played him as a deep line playmaker, played him as a striker a few times, and we have played him as a ball-winning midfielder, which he's actually done really rather well. Coops is doing very well to hold off two men there. Unfortunately, Palacios doesn't really get an actual, cross into it, but Coops is back to just run behind his man. But Havane, thankfully, clutches the ball to his chest, and we stay one up against the team that, regardless of what happens today, are still sitting at top of the league. And Buendia is struggling now. He's not playing well either. Palacios and Buendia both having poor games. That is not what we want to see. I'm going to thrash him out and say I'm far from pleased, because that motivated everybody. Palacios, bring on Kulikov. I'm going to take off Buendia just because he's not playing well. We're going to swap Illing to be an inside forward on attack. That's 2 of our 3 substitutions made at halftime. Let's hope we don't pick up an injury. That would be less than ideal. But Kulikov, just off the bench, is delighted with life. Buendia is anxious. Not surprised. Coops is now, he's one card away from suspension. That is fine. I don't really care about that. I wish you could tell the assistant manager to just never tell you about that, because I don't care. Like, he can be 1 yellow card away from a suspension for 3 or 4 games. It's not going to make any difference to my decision making on the pitch, unless of course he's on a yellow card and looks like he's going to get himself sent off. Then I'll care. But Overton that was poor. Dreedy's true. And Tabsoba says no. Speaking of Tabsoba, we should have taken him off. I'll just leave him on for a little while. He'll be fine. There's an international break coming up. He's probably going to end up playing in the international break, isn't he? Might send him away on a holiday so he doesn't get called up to play in the international break. Can I send him away on a holiday? I don't think I can, actually. I'll just give him like a week's rest. Anthony's true, and Havani says, not today, buddy. You are not scoring a goal against me. Illing and Kulikov both struggling in this game. It's not ideal. Havani plucks the ball out of the air. And this is the point where we normally make our substitutions. Not today. We're just going to sit here, leave everything run on just a little bit. Overton looks like he's given everything. Might take him off in the not too distant future. Overton gets it to Coops, whips it across. Illing, Sam Illing with his first goal of the season, makes it 2-0. I don't want to tempt fate, but is that Illing coming back into form? It was a very, very nice cross by Coops as well. Got it past everybody. Illing's just at the back post, all by his lonesome. Taps it into the back of the net. And now Illing has a little bit of a jaunt down the wing. It's very easily dispossessed. That was disappointing. Maybe Illing isn't back. Maybe Illing is super back and he's just not going to be able to do anything else. Haji? Oh, Havani. How Havani is only on a 7.2 is beyond me. The man has been almost unbeatable today. And it came up, I don't know if you saw that, but it came up saying that Haji had picked up an injury. We should take him off. He's not my player. I can't. Do we take off Tabsova? Just because he's... might as well leave him on now. We take off Amiri, bring on Schultz. Let's give Amiri a little bit of a break. Amiri's definitely coming off after that horrendous pass. Coops wins the ball back. Hillenbrand puts the ball through. Unfortunately, overhits it. But this is the fake highlight, so it's fine. Literally nothing's going to happen from this. Although, to be fair, in the streamer showdown, that was said plenty of times. And then that happened. Someone scored. And that all started because Amiri had a terrible pass. But it's fine. Shouldn't be an issue. And the game has ended. No, it hasn't. Belakachap's just over. He hasn't scored yet from a free kick or a corner, which he was scoring all the time last season. So, like I said in the last episode, I think it's more so that the AI have figured out what we do, and they're just like, you're not doing that anymore. Which would be disappointing because we were really quite good last season. I've tweaked the corner routine ever so slightly, hoping that would make a difference. It hasn't. So we're just kind of having to put up with the fact that our third top goal scorer from last season has yet to score a singular goal yet. But that is fantastic. Borussia Dortmund do win their games, so they go joint top. And now ourselves and Wolfsburg are the team with the least amount of defeats this season. I don't think we've played Wolfsburg yet. And yeah, everyone else, Freiburg have managed 1 win, who are our next league game. So that'll be an interesting one. Next episode we're going to come back for will be against we'll just come back against Hoffenheim, because just kind of get through the whole of this. There's not a huge amount worth showing. Maybe Bayern Munich. Maybe we come back for Bayern Munich and then skip January and come back at the end of the transfer window. Yeah, maybe that we come back for the Bayern Munich game in the next episode, and we'll skip over all the other. Yeah, because we'll skip all this, and then we'll be skipping all this, and we'll come back for one of these. So that's the plan. League wise, looking pretty good. To be fair, Wolfsburg could lose their next game, which would be interesting. But we are doing really rather well. Just gotten a new contract as well, which is always fantastic when you get a contract, without having to ask for one. So we're going to be smashing it with Bayer Leverkusen for a little while longer. We are currently untouchable, of course. Finances are looking a little skeptical, a little iffy. We are losing about 10 million a month, which is obviously not ideal. But we are paying a huge amount of money towards players' wages. But we can always make it back up at the end of the season with the amount of money you get for just being a football club in Germany. It is insane. If you want to know what it's like to have money all the time, manage in Germany. It's a delight. The English divisions in general, just across the board, could really learn from what's being done in Germany. So all of that being said, next episode will be against Bayern Munich. If there's anything you would like to have me look at in the next episode, leave a comment down below telling me what it is you want to see. If there's a particular club you want to see how they're getting on, because I do have the top 9 leagues loaded. When you start the game, the OG kind of like day one of the game. So if there's any clubs in particular you want to look at, let me know. I'll do a deep dive into them. But thank you very much for watching, fellas. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next one.